Y'all, what's up? My name's Alexa Chaudhry. You don't know me, or you may. That's okay. Basically, this is my story about how I hope from this day forward. Today is June 30th, 2026 at 10:55 p.m. I am 21 years old. My hope is to program every day until I finish 100 textbooks. And what do you mean by 100 textbooks? Basically, let me give you some background. Basically, about a year ago, I was in this situation where my cousin was actually set to be married. She was already engaged and whatnot, and the wedding unfortunately got canceled. In which she thought, okay, let's go to San Francisco because my other cousin had moved there with my cousin-in-law. Are you following? Because he had worked at AWS, and I'm a type of person where I've had an interest in practically almost everything and anything you could possibly think of, combobulate, imagine, pontificate. I've had an interest in clothing, or not clothing, sewing, knitting, crocheting, construction, perfume, gardening, everything you could possibly think of, I probably have had an interest in it, and I've been curious about it. And so basically, technology, current events, news, and also because I'm a student in mechanical engineering technology, because I thought that was a means of a way to get towards business, because I actually been a business lover my whole life. You know what I mean? I saw like a Elon Musk MBA versus engineering YouTube short a few years ago when I was in spring break of my 11th grade career, junior in high school. And so basically, that's crazy. I'm so old. But basically, maybe when I'm like 30, I'm like, you're old. Anyways, basically, whole situation was that I ended up in a situation where I would basically debate a lot, talk a lot about different topics. I remember at the time I was researching like Rachel Zegler and Snow White in the movie and why she da 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 da. Also, big history fan. I love Walt Disney, original Elon Musk in my opinion, for Elon Musk became Elon Musk today. Let's not get into it, but I've basically done every wacky thing you could think of. I was literally doing like construction by the time I came back, but basically, when I came back, my cousin-in-law had sent me a WhatsApp message to an incubator, and that was in the area where they live, and basically, it was an incubator slash accelerator for startups and da da da. And I'm a person, he said because it's like hardware and da da da, whatnot. So, looking back at one of my hyperfixations, gardening, I decided, okay, I want to make a gardening device because I had like this vision one day. I remember one time I was just like standing in my backyard and I'm like, man, how cool would it be if I could use like a grid system to like monitor my vegetables and maximize my crop yield and da da da. I can make a device that can track how much sunlight is in a specific area and adjust my planting needs such as that. And so I thought, okay, let me make a device that basically does exactly that. And so this is what I did. And it's kind of like the same thing, but this is when I was a few weeks in, or like a week or two in, and I decided to add like a stick, a shaft, I don't know, like a little bit of something to it. This is when I got a little bit interesting. This is when from gardening and whole house plants to like some a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? It got to that, let's not say it like that, but like it became a steak. And so basically this window you see behind me is actually also reason why I'm doing this is because I have a bit of a commitment issue problem. Basically, situation is as follows. I decided, man, that place was so cool when I came back after those first 10 days. I miraculously got into this incubator thing and I'm like, wow. But my background wasn't necessarily in programming. In fact, I used ChatGPT to code this thing at first. It was like an OLED display and a few sensors and whatnot, like a capacitative soil moisture sensor and whatnot. And so, you know what? I'm like, you know what? I got in. I had the right pitch, I guess. But yeah, I learned a lot about a lot. I had like a video I made before this, two more tries. You can really see my ugly perfectionist self come through. But basically, I learned a lot about the world. Not about the world, but a lot about technology and how a lot of stuff is wishy-washy and like stuff like that. But yeah, I went from literally taking like miter saws and brad nails and just like learning to just fix up my room to being this. And of over time, as I kept going through that process, I realized that after speaking to a couple of people, I didn't want to actually be a consumer device maker thingamajig anymore, and I decided to focus on commercial applications. And I realized that I wanted to dedicate it to something much more critical, which is wildfire detection and prevention. So my new startup, or startup I decided to change into eventually, was for wildfire detection called Pyrodot, and which works with a mesh network system of sensors that basically are healing, so, like healing mesh network sensors near transmission lines and other vulnerable areas with human settlements. And the concept was that we use LoRa mesh and da 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 to do the thing and whatnot. But yeah, I realized that in order to actually be the person who makes this thing with integrity, however, which is not something I is unfortunately much of a pattern in Silicon Valley, in my opinion, it's kind of strange nowadays how startups work there. It's more so about having advertisement rather than a working product. Sometimes it's more about customers than it is about the thing. I realized I needed to basically become a certain type of person to make this, and like I didn't want to outsource it or just be a shilling founder, da da da, whatever. And so yeah, I decided, you know what? A lot of craziness happens in my daily day-to-day life. I have a pretty chaotic life. I'm myself a very chaotic person. I also just you know, I have a I've had a pretty challenging time ever since I came back in terms of all the different life circumstances that's happened. I'm not gonna get into detail because high key, as much as I love oversharing, maybe something should not stay on the internet unless somebody just wants to like know, like I don't know. In which basically I learned a lot about life in general, about quite a lot of things in the past year. And so I realized, you know what, I can have all the systems, I can have all the fancy bells and whistles, things and thoughts and stuff like that, but when it comes down to it, it's just a matter of sustainable, consistent practice, in which actually brings you towards where you want to go. So yeah, the only way you're gonna kill imposter syndrome, which will always exist in my mind and whatnot and da da da, is to just do the thing. So yeah, this is kind of like the whole point of the series. I saw like a video that like I remember I saw a series. I remember I saw a series or a video series today where it's this guy just basically said coding until I get a job, and I'm like, that's genius. I'm gonna just program until I finish my literature, or my literature that I would like to let me just show you. Oh, high key. Let me just see. Let me just go boom. Boom. I need that. No. Boom. 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 So let's show you. So I have like this literature list that I have, which tells me a lot about the basics and the important things of, everything from electronic design, machine learning, programming, mesh networking, telecommunications, fire science, a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. And yeah, but I realized that I keep on fantasizing about doing the thing but not doing the thing, and that's the problem. So I want to use this series as just a means of just being the person who just does the thing, and hopefully God willing we get there. Yeah, I went through a lot, but I want to have some structure in my life. uh a lot of personal matters maybe that the internet should not know. But yeah, I love everyone. Hope y'all stick around for the ride. Y'all don't need to, it's more so for me. But if this is someone's background noise or somebody who just needs to know that it's okay to be a human being, to start something and not to be perfect at it, it's okay. It's alright to just start. Then hopefully you found somewhere in this vast world to connect with another human being who doesn't want to be judged based off of what they look like, or what the world thinks of them, or what the world may judge them off based off of what school they went to, or how you're perceived in general life, to just be judged for what you do, not what you are. And yeah, anyways, all peace, all love. Yeah. I keep forgot I didn't mention anything with coding. Oh, Luxor, why would you do that? But basically, if we look at my VS Code right here, I was fooling around, but yeah, the first book I'm working on is Python Crash Course. I did some work on it, mostly on my phone, but yeah, like I made something stupid here. This is your mom is lovely, but you're fat and you look like a squirrel. What is VS Code even telling me, bro? I'm trying to graph real at the ops. This makes no sense, but yeah, that's I wasn't even planning to really code because I'm kind of tired, but you know what? I did code, so just I made like the bruh, what is the yeah, okay. Bye.